You could probably just go in this order that you have here.
That's fine.
And make it simple, so we don't have to flail in the recording, going like, which one?
No, put a lot of uhs and dead airs in there for me, please. Fill up the episode with your ums and your dead airs. I thrive on it.
Yeah. Also, when it comes to the Fire Emblem GBA games, I think Sacred Stones is better, and I haven't played all of that.
Well, I won't tell if you want to talk about Sacred Stones, and I promise I won't even cut this part out and put it in at the beginning.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe you.
Welcome to the JRPG Pursuit, your podcast for everything JRPGs, from the games we play to the games we collect and everything in between. My name is Abdallah.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Branden.
We're going to be talking to you about the top 10 classic JRPGs that we think are pretty great and you should play them. And we'll talk about them from a perspective of what's the best version to play sometimes, because there could be remakes, remasters. I would say remasters more so.
Yeah, I think we wanted to just devise a list of classics that we definitely recommend still played in the modern era.
Yeah. And
really focusing, I think, on what makes them the classic, not so much if there was like a remake, down the line, that might be a better experience, but which classics to go back to. Maybe it has an HD remaster just to give you some quality of life enhancements in the combat or visually. But overall, it's just kind of the same experience that they had back in the day.
And who doesn't love a classic JRPG?
My mom.
Well,
I'm pretty confident
we're not talking to your mom.
She would have no interest in it. So, Mom, if you're listening, you can switch to something else.
If that helps.
Emily's brother, not into it. I honestly, Dalla, I hate to rain on your parade, but I can think of probably a dozen people off the top of my head that would just not be interested. They don't
people
care.
who play games.
But why are they listening? Why are they listening to us?
Why are they listening to our show?
My brother does not listen to us, so you're safe there.
If you're not interested,
my mom might though. So, Mom, I love you. Thanks for your support.
If you're not interested and you're still here watching us blab out about all sorts of JRPGs, then you're the real one.
Thank you.
You are the real one out there. So thank you.
You're very supportive, or you have a weird fixation on one of us. And either way, I think that's great.
Or multiple.
I think a mother's love is not that weird. Fixation.
We're not.
No, not my mom. Not my mom. Somebody else. Other people. Not my
Actually,
mom.
the mom. Okay.
We're not pinpointing on the mom right now. But
don't say anything bad about Mama Branden.
No, she's great.
Mama Jen.
I love the idea of her name being Mama Branden.
Mama Branden. Thank you for the support.
I like Mama Gems. Let's do Mama Gems.
Mama Gems.
It's late. We're recording really late, so we're bringing it.
She's just the moms. Okay,
and we're not used to not being together. But last time we recorded, we were all together.
I know.
We're trying to feel our way back to how things used to be. So forgive us for the unsteadiness, but we're on it now. We've got it. Let's start our list.
But
actually,
before we start,
there's one game.
Before we start,
I thought that was I was so boisterous. You're going to put the brakes on me. Okay.
You mentioned forgiveness, and I do want to say, for all you out there who are expecting to hear Chrono Trigger in this episode, because we're talking about classics, forgive us. We're not going to be talking about it today. We know it's a classic and it's amazing, and we do.
It's the obvious choice.
It deserves to be on this list, but it's so good that it's going to get its own spoiler cast episode in the near future.
That's right.
In the following weeks.
That's right. Yes.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And prepare for us to talk about that. But today is not that day. We're going to be talking about some other things. So let's get into this list. Like Branden said.
Let's get into this list.
Let's do it.
List, guys.
Now the list.
So
we have 10 games. We made this a list. It's not really in order. We just want to randomly talk about them.
Yeah, we say the top 10, but really it's just the 10 that we're
the 10 that are on the top.
The 10 are on the top.
The top of mind. Top of mind.
Yeah, top of mind, top of soul.
Yeah.
The first one, and I know that Emily recently played this for the first time, and it's one that I've revisited a dozen times probably, and Dalla probably the same.
Yep.
Final Fantasy VI. So this is a great one for somebody who's coming into the genre and hasn't experienced the classic Final Fantasies. If you are coming in with like the Final Fantasy VII remake games, or if you came in at 16 or something and you're like, what's this series that has so many Roman numerals? What's with that? Who counts like that? Right? The Romans are dead. Let's move on. But 6 is actually a really great one to go back to if you are at all interested in the franchise Final Fantasy, JRPGs in general. And it's also, I would say, pretty darn accessible today through like the Pixel remaster. But even just like the regular version on Steam or whatever, right? You have to deal with the questionable mobile graphics. But if you've never played it before, you're not even going to notice. So it doesn't really matter as much. But
someone who just played the Pixel remasters, I do recommend that version. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is the best version that you can possibly grab, other than like playing the originals on the SNES. But there's so many
modern hardware.
Exactly. And if you have any sort of hardware, because it's been ported all over the place, if you want to play it on the PlayStation 1, you want to play it on SNES, you want to play it on the GBA, it exists.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, too, that the Game Boy Advance version has some bonus stuff that's not found elsewhere. So it's got bonus dungeons and super bosses and other fun things that I personally have never experienced. I have not played the Game Boy Advance version. I think if I didn't know, actually, at the time that it came out, that they had all that extra stuff in there. I think if I'd known that, I would have played it then.
Yeah. The only kind of, I think, downside of that version is the music.
Yeah.
It's limited to the sound chip there.
Yeah, the GBA sound chip is not as good as the
It's not in stereo, so you're not going to get that.
There's that too, yeah.
And really the music is definitely one of the,
one of the highlights.
Definitely a highlight.
Holy cow. Nobuo Uematsu, that was like his, in my opinion, like he obviously has gone on to do a lot more music and did a lot of music before this, but I think 6 is kind of his magnum opus. He did like, he took a very like almost cinematic approach to the music. Maybe cinematic isn't the right word, but I think like a musical operatic where you get like these recurring themes that are running throughout the story, and you can see how they're tied to certain characters, and the music actually does a lot of heavy lifting to imply or show relationships between the characters. Like you'll be playing a scene with Celeste and you'll hear some of Locke's theme in there, and you're like, oh. Interesting. As a highbrow story analyzer, I think that's very interesting. And you can comment about it with your friends and sound pretentious, and I love that. Yeah,
and the game even has like set pieces that are very much like an opera.
Yeah, there's a literal opera in the game.
There's a literal opera in the game, and so like the game, and that's what makes Final Fantasy VI so interesting, because it was like the first time the Final Fantasy series took such a heavy like narrative that really kind of like, it was like, honestly, like it's incredible writing, incredible like character work and writing, and one of the best like most psychotic villains you can kind of deal with. It did so much with what it could do on the SNES at the time. Like there's that game was incredible.
I liked also like how the story was told through the different characters, and you don't necessarily have all the characters at once. And so you kind of have, I think, a different experience depending on how you go about the game and who you choose and who you pair up with who. Like I was very surprised by that, because I went into that game totally blind, no walkthrough. And there were so many like moments and like, oh, if I didn't actually take this character with me, would I not have this moment? Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to mention the characters because, there are, I think, 14 playable characters, which I'm pretty sure is still the largest number in any Final Fantasy game. And other than games like Suikoden, like it's one of the highest in like just normal JRPGs. Yeah. And they still manage to tell like really compelling stories with almost all of them. There's a couple of characters, that don't have like the Yeti, right? He doesn't have a lot of, there's not a lot of richness. It's not a lot of richness to him. He's friends with Mog, right? Like that's his.
It was cool to find him though.
I need the Yeti cut. I need the Yeti cut.
What did they cut? What storyline did they cut for him? Yeah. And then Gogo's very interesting, very enigmatic, but
mysterious.
Like it's all just mystery. There's no answer. There's no solution to this mystery.
It's still interesting though.
Very interesting.
But I liked also how the characters all played differently. They all had different talents and skills, and definitely in your party of 4, when you have on the in combat at once. Like, it's interesting how to balance them all together.
Yeah. And in a genre that after 6 has been increasingly moving towards like homogenization of party members, everybody can be anything and do anything depending on how you build them out. This was one of the last games where it was like, yes, you have a little bit of that with the Magicite, with, choosing what magic spells you want to learn, but every character still had their own distinct, completely unique combat ability,
play style mostly,
and that like made actually pairing up different characters, like you were saying, interesting, like not just from a story perspective but also from the combat, like how do you build your party out. And there's multiple times where you're splitting up into multiple parties at once and having to engage in like these big screen filming battles where you've got to position your people almost in a kind of a tactical sort of way.
It's funny how you say that though, because I kind of had the A team and then everyone else is like a B, C team.
Yeah.
I winged it that way.
You kind of played it like a pro, because that's kind of what the pros do, is they have their A team
and
they put all their best people on there.
I didn't know if I was doing it the right way or not when I was doing it. It seems right.
When I was a kid, like I would try to split them up evenly and like have like the strategic
and then
approach.
you have to like grind or something for that to be like adult, manageable. I was
just like, I'm just going to send one troop around and crush everything.
Exactly. And then you're like C teams, let's run or put on those accessories to make it so that you can flee easily or you don't get hit as often.
Yeah, no, that's pro moves, Emily. That's pro moves.
Okay, pro moves.
Exactly.
Hey, that's what happens if you go into the game for the first time after having all those JRPGs under your belt.
You got a lifetime of experience. You come in and you bring it, and that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Anything else that we want to say about Final Fantasy VI? Why it's still worth playing?
Well, I think also we didn't really talk about the overarching story. I thought it was interesting how they split it up into basically 2 acts, and how you have like a before and after, and the details, and also I guess how the characters disperse and come back together. It's very interesting and catch me kind of on my toes, like, oh, what happens now? Or who do we meet next? That kind of thing. So always, I think it was definitely a game when I was doing my Let's Play series. I was excited to continue just making episodes. Like I made like 6 episodes in advance before I released them because I just wanted to keep playing.
Yeah. It's like one of those games that like, if you've played like, some of the later Final Fantasies that has like the first half is kind of linear and you're going through this like narrative and then it kind of opens up. And then you have a lot of like opportunities to kind of do what you want to do and kind of explore where you want to go and kind of figure out where your next steps are going to be. It does a good job of like balancing that.
Yeah. And just narratively, like out of 16 Final Fantasies, this one of maybe 3 that has like a significant time jump. Like you're talking about this division.
Yeah, that's true.
Without spoiling what happens, like there is a fairly significant time jump at the act break. And that's kind of interesting, like you said, how the characters all come back together, like the dynamics of how their lives have changed over that time, what they're doing now. Like you don't get to see that in a lot of, like the only games I can think of where that happens are 15 and 16. And 15,
well, time
it's like
jumps
the main
could also happen like in Fire Emblem 3 Houses and those type of games. I think of One Piece too, but you're thinking of Final Fantasy.
I'm only talking about Final Fantasy. 15 and 16, there's obviously a big time jump at the very end of 15.
Yeah.
And beginning of 16.
There's a couple of significant time jumps there. But yeah, 6 had such an interesting take on it. And it was, such an old game that like, it may have been the first to really do that narratively. I'm trying to think.
Successfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like within the game itself, like, you don't really see that.
Or at least over here in the West. I mean, there are tons of Super Nintendo RPGs that we didn't get, but
true.
That's true. But here in the West, I don't remember any Super Nintendo like game outside of that did something similar.
Yeah. But
anyway, Final Fantasy VI, man. A big banger to start the list off, I think.
All timer.
All right. Next on this list is a goodie.
Another game that starts with F.
Yes, there's a lot of F's here.
I know, I've seen all these F's. I'm like, oh.
Starts with FI.
The first 3.
First 3 games we have here, F.
If you haven't figured it out, FI goes into Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah.
Not Final Fantasy, something else.
No. There'll be some more.
That's coming up later. Don't worry about
it.
Yeah.
Maybe. You can't spoil it right now, guys. You got to keep watching.
Watch. But Emily is a big Fire Emblem fan. And she's played the GBA version. And this was the first Fire Emblem, right, Emily? I think.
Well, the first Fire Emblem we got here in the West. It's technically Fire Emblem 7.
Yeah, it's the first one we ever got translated for the West.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Game Boy Advance.
Right. It was called just Fire Emblem here, but the real name, I guess, out in Japan is the Blazing Blade to differentiate it from all the other Fire Emblems, the previous 6 or so. But I think this is great if anyone wants to like dip their toes into Fire Emblem, and if you're like used to say Awakening or Three Houses with casual mode, if you want to try permadeath without that casual setting, because it's still very, I think, approachable. It's not super difficult. I think they lay out, especially in the beginning, the mechanics very clearly. And there's something, I think the simplicity really plays to it. I kind of like, games, especially when you go kind of old school, there's not too many complex mechanics. Like I think a lot of tactics games sometimes get bogged down with all the different intricacies and mechanics, and it can be overwhelming, especially for new players. But if you want to try something, old school, but not too difficult, Fire Emblem, I think, is a great place to start. And I think another way that it shines is with the story. It's also very simple, but the characters are very interesting. My favorite, I have her figure over there. I don't know if you could see it there. It's a little dark there. But Lynn, who is a very iconic Fire Emblem character, seeing kind of her character progression with the protagonist and everyone else. It's, like your typical kind of Save the Kingdoms or a story, but still an oldie but goodie. If we want to continue talking about Fire Emblem, because I know you guys haven't played the GBA games, the Sacred Stones is also, I think, a fan favorite. I'm less familiar with that one, and I want to play it more. Now it's on NSO, so very accessible to play, and the save states make it easier if you are still scared about permadeath. You could always, reload.
I am scared of that. I'm not
Do either of
you
know, was Sacred Stones the one that was included in the 3DS Ambassador program?
I want to say maybe. Because I wasn't after the fact.
Because I have one of them that I got through that ambassador program.
Did you start it up, or because I could?
I had I'd played a few minutes of it. Like,
is it like
10 years
Erica
ago?
And
I don't remember.
Like they have teal hair.
Yes, I don't remember.
That's okay.
But yeah, I have been intending to. I'm making my way through Fire Emblem. Right, I'm playing Awakening. I'm going to play Three Houses 2 when that comes out this fall.
Three Houses 2.
Yeah. I mean, let's call it what it is, guys.
It's basically, it's a prequel. So maybe it's 0.
Three Houses 0.
Actually, we don't know if it's a prequel still. I'm just assuming.
Three Houses 0.5.
I don't know.
Or 1.7.
It's still not quite clear on the timeline.
Three Houses question mark?
Four houses?
Well, there's 4 routes. I think 4 houses are appropriate.
4 houses. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
So I think eventually maybe I'll make my way back to the Game Boy Advance entries.
They're short and sweet, honestly. Like they don't take that long.
I do need to try those. I'm a bit afraid of permadeath.
Don't be afraid. There's always soft reset.
I was going to say, all the people that play permadeath, they all soft reset. They're not actually.
No, I do that. That's what I'm afraid of, because I'm going to be sitting there like resetting constantly.
There's not too many battles though. Like it's not a super long game.
Yeah, this is the old days still. So
because like I can't lose anybody. My heart can't take it. My heart.
No.
Can't.
Well, I don't like missing out potential conversations and supports, which is what where Fire Emblem shines.
Exactly.
But I don't want to, just do casual mode where they die and then I just make my strategy where I kill off people. That's why I still do the soft reset, because I still want to make sure I do my strategy right where no one dies. But
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's very easy to, cheese Fire Emblem.
It does make the game, I will say, like
characters.
75% easier if you don't have to worry about actually losing somebody.
Exactly.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because there's some hard choices you can make.
And listen, Daddy don't have time. Daddy don't got time. Daddy don't got time to soft reset. I'm sorry. We're going to play it easy.
Daddy spoke.
Daddy.
But honestly, I don't think if you play the original like GBA games, there's going to be very few times, like as long as you're kind of like on the ball, you shouldn't have to soft reset. It's not that difficult.
Yeah. That's true. It shouldn't be too bad.
Remember your triangle. Remember your triangle, everyone. Sword beats.
Stop the Triforce.
I forget already. What is the sword beat? Is it axes?
I have to put the triangle like on my bulletin board right in front of me. It's like so I keep remembering.
Honestly, get Post-it notes.
I need to get a pair of those meta glasses that have a display and just have that in the corner of my eye all the time while I'm
That
playing.
is the most expensive way to do it, but yes.
Yeah, but it's like it is the most extra.
It's the most
extra
you version of doing that.
What happens when they do magic? Do you know how to counter magic?
Don't.
It's not in the triangle.
It's not in the triangle. I do know that bows are good against the fly horsey boys.
Secretly, it's a rectangle.
Oh, yeah.
Secretly, it's a triangle with little offshoots. So you have to get like the more extensive diagram.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
Tentacle diagram.
There it goes. It's like a weird squid.
Okay.
Fire Emblem. It's like a weird squid.
It's like a weird squid. Yes, I think we should quote that. That should go on a t-shirt. Now you have to be a Fire Emblem channel, Dalla, and say this all the time. Make it your catchphrase.
Just hey,
Dalla's happy to announce that he's pivoting.
I'm pivoting.
No more Year Vitelli aspirations. Year of the Fire Emblems.
It's going to be Fire Emblem eternity of Fire Emblem. The Fire Emblem eternity.
Hey, there's not that many games.
I mean, if I become a channel just talking about Fire Emblem, I gotta keep.
You can milk it.
Honestly, there's some very successful Fire Emblem only channels out there.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. The strategy.
Some lore stuff.
Get that bag.
I didn't know.
And
then
then you can play the mobile game. The what do you call it?
Oh, there was Heroes and there was like Shadowed something.
And then that's right, the new one.
The new one's awful. I tried that. I cannot do it.
Oh,
I didn't even.
You were a step ahead of me. I didn't try it.
See, this
I downloaded it because I was curious.
Channel, Dalla. Yeah,
that's true. I did
this
try
is why
it.
You need to pivot.
Yeah. I should have talked about it, but I had nothing to say because I played it for like literally 30 seconds and I was like, this is garbage. I can't play this.
Oh, wow.
You didn't get Horse Girl Lynn?
No. Even the horse girl didn't win it for me. Sorry.
Is she, wait, hang on. Is she a girl that loves horses or is she a girl that is a horse?
No. In that game, they had like a
horse,
like a horse girl version of her. It's like a cosmetic thing.
Horse head girl body or girl head horse body?
What do you call it?
Uma Musume?
Yeah, I can't say it. Musume girls.
Uma Musume. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Well.
Good. Okay, horse girls.
Horse
you
girls.
love them or you don't?
If you like horse girls,
you guys
play
should play that game. The horse girl game.
Play the mobile game if you love horse girls.
It's basically gambling.
Hey. You know.
So you just keep listing off reasons that I should do it.
Yeah. I got the dart monkey on my back. Anyways. Well, Fire Emblem. Play it.
Fire Emblem.
And I'm sure you guys are. Play it. Okay.
Because, I think, especially as Fortune's Weave and Three Houses, it's gained so much popularity. I think definitely if you're a fan of those, it's always cool to check out some of the old school versions of those games to see, how the series has changed over time. And even if you still prefer the modern ones, there's still some appreciation, I think, for the classic version.
Who doesn't love that, pixelated Fire Emblem?
I know it's pretty.
Yeah, and playing the old games can make you appreciate the new ones even more because you see where it came from. You kind of appreciate how the gameplay is improved and the storytelling. It can be a cool, like if you really like JRPGs, you're getting into it, you really like them. It's a cool experience to go and experience the ones that you didn't play. Like I've gone back and played Super NES RPGs that I'd never played as a kid, and I'm like fascinated and amazed by some of the stuff they were doing back then. So it's worth checking out.
It's incredible.
What's next?
Speaking of incredible, our next game on this list, number 3, is Final Fantasy IX.
So we try to limit it just to 2 Final Fantasies.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about any more, guys. I'm sorry.
We could do it. The first 10 we could probably put on there. Right?
Well, exactly. I don't know about 1 and 2 or 3.
Honestly, 3 is like at the bottom of my list. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's...
you prefer 2 and 1 more?
I'd play 1 over 3, probably.
I'd play 1 over 3 as well. 3 is
you played the PSP version or the DS version?
I started the DS version. They did try to add a story to it. I don't know how successful I would say they were, but anyway, this is not the dump on Final Fantasy 3 segment of the show. This is the Final Fantasy 9 segment of the show.
Yes.
So tell me about Final Fantasy 9.
Final Fantasy 9 is the third PS1 Final Fantasy. So you had 7, 8, 9. So the 3. And this one kind of goes back to the roots of Final Fantasy during that era. Because with 7 and 8, it's kind of like more of a sci-fi-ish, like
almost cyberpunk,
with like 8's a bit more cyber, like
8's so weird. I have a hard time even placing 8 in a genre. Mixed.
Yeah,
it's like fantasy, but it's got some moderns. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's kind of like Star Ocean, and from that perspective, like where you got a little bit of like.
9 went back to what Final Fantasy used to do, which was cloak its sci-fi weirdness in basic looking medieval trappings.
Exactly. Sky ships.
So I always specify that. I always specify that when people are like, well, Final Fantasy should go back to being medieval. It's like, well, it's never been medieval. Like it's always had a medieval facade, but there's always been robots and aliens and time travel. And it's always been a sci-fi weird mess. But like it's usually couched in a facade of fantasy. And Final Fantasy IX did bring,
like knights and whatever, shiny armor, that kind of thing.
Also, you have the protagonist, which you get to play as David Bowie himself. With
absolutely,
a tail.
You do. Yes, with David Bowie with a tail.
Yeah. So,
which I don't know. Like I can picture the real David Bowie with a tail. I don't know if he ever wore one, but like I can picture it.
I can picture it.
I bet he did at some point.
He had to have. Come on.
I feel like
in his costumes.
He loved it. He loved
Ziggy Stardust.
He reminded me of the Babe. But anyways,
what Babe?
The Babe with the power.
Babe.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
We shouldn't
guys.
do this. Yeah. Nobody deserves this. No. People are tuning in. They're spending their time on us. Let's not
exactly.
Final Fantasy IX, guys.
For JRPGs, guys.
Yeah, this is what we're about. Zidane is a thief. He has a tail. And nobody finds that weird, but I guess it's because everybody's weird in the world of Final Fantasy IX. There's humans that are kind of weird, disproportionate humans, but they're humans. Yes. And then there's like animals. There's like anthropomorphic hippos and
frogs,
other animals. I'm trying to think of other ones. There's other ones. So it's a very it's very eclectic world. And 9 to me, like 9 is not my favorite Final Fantasy. I'll be right up front with you guys. It's not my favorite. It's a lot of people's favorites though. A lot of people, especially like in the YouTube commentary space, it's the most beloved of the Final Fantasies, not just the classics, but like of them all.
Like universally,
universally beloved.
Yeah.
And it does a lot of stuff, I think, right by kind of like you said, Dallah, going back to the basics. You have your party of heroes that are each distinct.
Yep.
Like the old days, right? And you get back to like Final Fantasy IV, which is, I think, the last time you had that truly distinct where like, you know,
each
in 6 you were distinct, but you could all learn magic.
Yeah.
And in 9, it was like you have a white mage and that's your person who's going to be using the white magic. Sorry.
Exactly.
You have your black mage, you have your knight, your thief, etc. So
they
it
did
went
do some
way
fun
back.
Stuff. Like with Final Fantasy 9, they did do some fun stuff of how you can mix it up. When you're using items and armor and things like that, you can actually like basically equip them, and then you can learn skills based off of what you equip, and then you can unequip that, and you still have the skills, and so you can kind of mix and match skills across your different players.
So is everyone a blue mage?
Wouldn't say you can turn them. Like, it's not like, that much.
You're not really learning magic from these things. You're learning. It's more like skills that you use, like in a modern game where you would assign skill points to different, types of abilities or whatever, like passive abilities and things like that.
Yeah. So it's like when you get the materia to learn skills.
Kind of.
Yeah. Except it's like it's baked into your actual like physical defensive equipment, which is an interesting little twist on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 9's story is very weird, as you would expect. Like if you are going into a Final Fantasy game with any knowledge of the series prior to that point, it's a weirdo story for sure. It's definitely way more than it seems like it's going to be at the beginning, which is how they all go.
100%.
And the characters are super charming.
There's a bit of whimsical just in the character design alone.
Yeah, it's
which is almost Dragon Quest-esque to me, because it has that medieval inspiration, but whimsy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy IX has a lot of Dragon Quest DNA in it. I think probably unintentionally, but like but
parallels.
Like
it's like Dragon Quest with like a dark undertone to it.
Sure,
so it has that Final Fantasy. Well, there's some Dragon Quest.
There's a lot of dark in Dragon Quest, but I would say that there's an edge, I think, is what I would say more for Final Fantasy. It has that Final Fantasy edge to it.
Yeah, like the characters are edgy.
Kind of. I mean, it's like
even the situations. Like Vivi is like one of those characters that you look, from face value, you're like, this is like a cute little character, and then you as you learn more about like his experience and what they've gone through.
Also, Vivi and Kingdom Hearts, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of like darkness there.
Yeah, I think the way I think about it is like Dragon Quest at a broad level is very basic and lighthearted, good versus evil going on in an adventure. But it's like this. It's like the smaller stories that take place along the way, where there's lots of darkness and weird, twisted stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Final Fantasy tends to almost be the opposite, where you'll get a lot of whimsy in like the individual moments, but the overall plot, if you take a step back and look at it, is like dark and messed up. So that's kind of how 9 feels, but with a little more of that Dragon Quest whimsy than I think we usually
on the surface.
Yeah,
sure.
I also think the soundtrack, I talked about 6 being Uematsu's magnum opus. I do think 9 is a very close second.
It's very good.
It's a very good soundtrack. I think he ruined himself making that soundtrack. It was so long. It was like so many tracks.
So the soundtrack to that one is like, how many CDs is it?
I mean, it's massive.
It's giant.
And it's all really good. So like he was making flamenco music in there. He was just experimenting with so much stuff.
Just went wild. Didn't edit any of it out because it didn't need to be, right?
He was like, it's on CD, man. We can do whatever we want now.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, he went absolutely nuts. To the point where when they did 10, he only did like a third of the soundtrack. He was
exhausted. He was exhausted. I mean, it was a great soundtrack, but still, like,
reuse these songs.
And then he was done. And then he was like, "I'm out." So he pieced out.
Like, can't be doing this every time,
right?
But I do love Steiner. He was like almost a comedic relief.
He's like the Monty Python character. I don't know, like something about him just feels very like.
He reminds me
also just looks. I don't know. He looks
to reference a later PS2 games. He reminds me of one of the characters from Radiata Stories. He reminds me of a character from Radiata Stories. Kind of like a little like physical humor to him a little bit. In scenes, and that's what the nice thing about the PS1 era is that they were able to do a little bit more physical humor to their characters whenever they would do certain scenes. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
so I love 9.
9 is great.
And
9 is one I want to play. I had it on my list.
I said it's not my favorite, but it's still like a banger of a game. Like, I love it.
I recently put up a poll on my Let's Play channel to see which game I would play next, and I have Final Fantasy 9 there, but it's losing out to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I'm not sure when I'll play 9.
Yeah, 9 is great, and so like I know everybody's been wanting that remake, and who knows, if we ever get a remake for 9 or what that would be. But I think if you are looking to play it, there's the remaster for it on Steam, and Switch has it as well. The Steam version, though, if you get that one, there is a mod, and we've talked about it before, but it's called the Moguri mod, and it does add a lot of quality of life, and it kind of like fixes up the backgrounds.
It's gorgeous. It looks professionally done. 4K
in the backgrounds, because like the remaster, they didn't really touch up the backgrounds because they don't have the actual artwork. And so people actually went in and kind of like mix of like AI and then actual like, physical hand retouching of it, fixed it all up. And they put in, can't imagine how much time they put into fixing this, but it looks incredible. I mean, that's
how beloved this game is. Like other games aren't getting that level of attention for their mods,
There's no mod like this for Final Fantasy VIII, unfortunately.
I love 8.
Yeah, I wish it would get a mod like this.
Me and Ben Starr, we just love 8.
8 is an incredible story. 8 deserves so much more love than it gets.
I want them to remake that or remaster it.
I think it deserves a remake. Honestly, it does. 8 deserves its time to shine.
Like there has been very good remasters that Square Enix has put out, like Final Fantasy Tactics: Eva's Chronicles. So if they have like a remaster of that caliber for 8, I think that'd be great.
I agree.
But I would also take a remake if that's okay.
The remaster they gave us is apparently kind of middling. So
it's just like they made the
smoothed everything.
They smoothed everything, but like the backgrounds look like so poor to. And
because it didn't have the source code, right? They basically just copied probably like a JPEG and put it in there.
Yeah, and then you have these like high res like models on top of that, so it looks like it's disjointed.
Yeah, they need to redo the
weird.
remaster or just remake it. I guess at this point,
just remake it.
Yeah, they just need to remake it, please. Anyways,
I want them to do what they're doing for all the. Oh, I know. I want them to do what they're doing with the Dragon Quest series. Just give us full on remakes. Pixel remasters are great. Don't get me wrong; those can still exist. But I would love like full on Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 style remakes of all the Final Fantasy games.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Let's move on to Lunar.
You want 8 to be pixelized?
Silver Star story complete. No,
Number 4.
I just mean that level of attention, that level of
I see. I understand.
care.
Number
Lunar
4
is
on
our
the
next
list.
game.
Yes.
Yeah, Lunar is our next game, and we're going with the first. Like the second one, I think you could maybe argue is better than the first one, and it probably is. But I feel like to really appreciate the second one, it's best to play the first one. You can consider this entry kind of both because they're both phenomenal, classic 16-bit. Technically 32, the version we're talking about, the PlayStation remake / the gung ho re-release remaster
HD collection.
Yeah. Lunar was like one of the first games I remember having like voice acting in it.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Man.
Incredible.
Singing. She's doing a Disney. She was doing like a Disney song. Girl thought she was in a Disney movie. She's up there on that boat singing her heart out. And the Fireflies are playing with her. It's just like, I mean, I got chills as a little kid. Now I kind of get chills for it's like more of a cringe chill.
No. I had chills my first time I played it.
But did you good?
Last year, I was like, oh my gosh, it's still good. But it's
the remaster is in Japan. Like the music the singing is in Japanese, right?
No.
No, it's all in English.
But is it?
I think there's a Japanese option, but I played it in English.
I think there's the working design version was
the working designs version is very cringe.
The new version is not bad.
I thought they had the same song though.
Same, I don't know if I actually
pretty
don't know.
The lyrics are the same.
I actually don't know.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, like it's so cheesy, but I still liked it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I loved it. I used to listen to it in my car as a teenager. I had that CD from because the came in the box set. You know, it came with like all the fun stuff. Used to listen to that stuff.
I watched all sorts of anime in the 90s, guys. I'm all in.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Okay, I thought you guys were disrespecting the song for a second. I'm like, it's not that bad.
No. I mean, like, I do think it's cringy. Like, yeah, of course it is. But like, so what?
Cringe in a good way.
That's not.
There's nothing wrong with cringe.
Embrace the cringe.
Exactly.
Gen Z. Let me encourage you. Embrace the cringe. Life is too short.
How many Gen Zs are listening to this?
A few.
Enough to comment about our cringe.
That's true.
Yeah, people comment about our cringe and they talk about it.
I love it. It's awesome.
Embrace it. Life is so short, you guys. Don't be embarrassed of stuff.
It's more fun when you do it.
It's more fun to just like, who cares, man? Who cares?
The world's already messed up, so enjoy yourself. Exactly.
Lunar was really interesting too. Like it started out, it was a Sega CD game. Yeah. I tried to go back and play the Sega CD version. I will advise against that. That is pretty rough. The Silver Star story complete, especially the remastered version, which adds even more quality of life, but even the regular complete version on PlayStation was such a step up from the Sega CD version. It smooths things out so much, and it had a really interesting combat system where positioning was kind of pretty important, and you had like a certain like limited amount of space that you could move every turn. Yep. So, you know, battles would take place on this big field and your characters and the enemies would be running around and trying to attack. So colorful, so like just cartoony and fun and just like the epitome of going on an adventure, you know, that kind of old school feeling. So it's fantastic that we have those remasters to be able to experience that in like HD on modern hardware. Very good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. The first time I played it was last year. And it was like, I want to say I played it like in 2 sessions. Like I was glued in my seat trying to, see what happens. And I was so invested in some of the character stories, which I didn't think I would be as invested as I was, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought the gameplay was fun. Eventually, like, because I was playing the HD Remaster Collection, they did have some quality of life where you could kind of auto battle. So I think after I did a few battles, I was like, okay, I want this character to do this and this and this. And I just kind of auto did it, which was actually really refreshing. Like, auto battling does not sound fun, but honestly, I was happy I did that because it was kind of cool just to see it play out. And, you know, it takes out those hours of grinding that.
And it's just the grinding. Like, you still, you know, when you're playing like the bosses, typically you're
the bosses I would not do auto
and doing manually. Yeah. Interestingly, the PlayStation, the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete, also had an auto battle, which was kind of revolutionary. Not revolutionary, but like sort of unique for the time. Yeah. But the gung ho version is a better, more robust.
It's more tailored. You could kind of like program, like, you do this if this happens. Okay, that's what I did.
Yeah. So, but either way you play it, whether you play it on the PlayStation or software that pretends to be a PlayStation, whom I'm not judging, or if you pick up the gung ho version and play the remaster, I think it's like kind of a must play for anybody that's like wants to experience the classic JRPG, because it's almost like a quintessential. It just feels like a classic.
Especially if you are into anime too, or just good storytelling overall. It doesn't. You don't only have to be into anime, but I think it does help if you do like anime, because the animated cutscenes are nice.
It really embodies like the feel of adventure of like 90s media. It really kind of like harkens. It's very nostalgic when you play it, even if you're not from the time. The way it feels is nostalgic. Like the way
it's nostalgic to me. Never played it before, but I guess I'm about time, but still.
Yeah. But it has that feel to it. And also I think you should play the remastered version. But for those of you who are brave and want to play the PlayStation version, I just want to say the
playable.
part of the main character is played, main character Alex is played by Ashley Angel of O-Town fame. So if you want to hear Ashley Angel as the main character Alex, this is the only place you're going to find it. Check that out. Ashley Angel, baby. Making the band.
Ashley Angel.
What a name. Ashley Angel.
That's got to be a showbiz name. Come on.
The alliteration ones always are.
Yeah, it's got to be.
O-Town. They're the ones who did, was it Slam Dunk to Funk? Was it?
I swear to God, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
I just know the name. I don't know.
I can't remember what they've done.
I remember that show, though, Making the Band. I watched Making the Band, but I don't remember any of the music.
Didn't retain anything from it, though.
Nope.
Yeah. I remember watching that, too.
It all got pushed out of my head by our next game on our list, which is Kingdom Hearts 2.
So this one, we said with Lunar, the Silver Star Story, to play that one first before 2. You should play Kingdom Hearts 1 before 2.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about
maybe.
2.
Like, this is throw Kingdom Hearts as a series, the early Kingdom Hearts games all together, and consider it,
Honestly,
it's hard to buy Kingdom Hearts today without getting all of them.
Yeah.
That's true. Buy that collection. Get all
get that collection. Get it on sale. You get every game for like $20 or something.
But Emily, before 2, shouldn't you also play Chains of Memories?
You could. I don't think I did back in the day, and I was still okay as a kid. And then I played retrospectively.
I remember playing 1, and then I played 2, and I didn't realize that Chains of Memories was a thing at the time. And I remember getting into 2, and I was like, Who's Roxas? Who's Roxas? Like, what's happening? I
just kept going. I'm like, okay.
I was confused enough when I started playing 2. I was confused enough that I was like, am I missing something? So I looked it up, and I was like, oh, there's a whole game. It was a whole other game. I mean, I was a grown man, to be honest.
But you didn't think of it like Final Fantasy 2, for example? Like, it's not a direct sequel?
No.
Yeah, because like usually handheld games, like back in the day,
they didn't count.
They didn't count to like the actual narrative of like the main series. They were always these like spin-offs or things that kind of like, side stuff.
Tangential,
This was the first time that it like really like it hit me.
I don't think it really mattered.
And I was like, it kind of.
It does.
Like, it kind of sets the stage, but I don't think it's super matters.
It does. I think it does way more than set the stage. Like, there's like significant
there's so much
characters.
Lore.
I need to replay it, but I don't remember. Man.
If you are interested, let me say this. If you don't care about the lore and you just want to have the fun Kingdom Hearts battles, play Kingdom Hearts 1, then play Kingdom Hearts 2. You'll have a great time. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
If you care about the lore you play Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, like whether it's the PS2 remake that's included in all the collections, or if you have the Game Boy Advance version, want to play
the better
that
version.
That's what people say. I've only
you want to play
the
the Game Boy Advance version.
Only ever played the PS2 version. To get that lore.
Exactly.
That's for you if you are a lore hound.
I guess. Maybe me as a kid, I didn't really care. I liked the story, what they fed to me, and I was like, okay, I'll just go with it.
Yeah, as a kid, you're not.
As a kid, you're just gonna roll.
Not gonna care about that, but like, adult dweebs, we gotta have our lore. So
well, I still need to replay all these games before 4 comes out.
I know.
So I should start soon.
Same here. I need to really start soon. We should really start soon. Like we
honestly, I've been thinking about it. Maybe after I finish Persona 5 Royal, I'll do Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Who cares about my list of games that I have redeemed on Twitch?
Yeah.
I'll deposit or something.
But,
yeah.
But Kingdom Hearts, specifically Kingdom Hearts 2, the reason I think of that one as definitive and absolutely worth playing is like it's like a perfect refinement of everything that made Kingdom Hearts 1 great. Like it was such a unique concept, and the combat was fun, and it was so novel. Like going to Disney Worlds, not Disney, not the
it's Disney World.
Yeah, you said it right.
Disney movies. Yeah.
Just it's not clear. Disney World.
You're not going to Disney World.
Singular.
You're not waiting in line for 3 hours to go on Splash Mountain, folks. You're going to Halloween
Splash Mountain's actually not a thing anymore,
isn't it?
They replaced it.
Oh, did too many people pee in it? I bet
no, that's not why. It's mostly because
I thought a kid fell off of it.
Kid fell off of it into the pee.
There's been issues, but mostly they didn't like the characters were rooted in some, on PC things. And then also they changed it so it's now like a Bayou thing with Tatiana. Which princess was she?
Oh, Princess and
the Frog. That one.
Yeah.
So it was the racism and then all the pee. It makes sense. Sense.
That's a good.
Now it's another Disney princess. She gets a ride.
But anyway, Kingdom Hearts, it brought together Disney and Final Fantasy. Who thought that would be a good idea? It was crazy.
Yeah, like I remember when this first was announced, I like ran to pre-order this. It was like one of the first games I personally pre-ordered, I think, myself.
I was super excited. I begged my parents for it.
I think so. Like with my own money.
It was one of the first games I bought as an adult, as a grown up, with my first job out of high school. I got Kingdom Hearts. I remember Kingdom Hearts and Xenosaga Episode 1 were my two big notable games from that time.
Those are my distinct memories of pre-ordering by myself from that era is those two games. And I still have my pre-order goodies I got for my Xenosaga.
Oh, nice. But so Kingdom Hearts 1, fantastic, really cool, weird combo of these two disparate things. And then Kingdom Hearts 2 comes along and just takes everything up so much. So good.
Higher stakes, more unique characters that are just unique to the Kingdom Hearts world, not relying on Disney.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it.
I will say I didn't care for the Little Mermaid section.
No, I didn't. It was awkward for sure.
I think everybody
kind
of was not crazy about. Well, I just mean in the second one, it was like a sing along. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like an interactive song.
I never liked really the Disney stuff.
Also,
makes me not a Kingdom Hearts fan. But
no, I mean honestly, same. I like the story and the stuff going on around the Disney stuff. I've never been this big. It's cool,
I don't mind
novel.
We were in those worlds.
Yeah,
it's just when they basically clipped it from the movies. I'm like, I don't need to rewatch the scene.
And also, turning into a mermaid looked weird.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. At the time, I remember being like,
Merman.
Square, you are not Disney, so you should not try to write a fun Disney musical scene because they just didn't quite.
I think there was just more pressure from Disney to integrate it more because of this.
I'm sure that was a Disney decision.
That's why 3 had no Final Fantasy. I don't know if that's the truth.
Yeah, I don't know. Disney is a whole beast. I'm sure working with them is pretty crazy.
I don't.
It was only recently they actually had characters in the parks and stuff that were Kingdom Hearts related. I don't know how that whole thing works.
Yeah. But action RPG fans, Kingdom Hearts is absolutely should be on your radar. Don't take the middling reception that 3 got as any kind of indicator for the quality. I think 3 is probably great, but I think it was in the oven for so long. It had been in development for a decade or whatever.
Expectations were high.
Expectations were through the roof, and nothing was going to meet that.
And I'm sure it's mostly people like me who only played up to 22, thinking, we could just play 3 next. No.
Yeah. There's so many others, guys.
Games in there, guys. I'm so sorry. That's why those all-in-one collections are so great. Grab yourself those collections.
Some of them you can't actually play the games; they'll just give you like the lines, but you can always find those usually cheaply.
Yeah. And if you don't care about playing every single game, the ones that are just movie-fied, that's a great way to get the lore again for the dweebs like us that are the lore hounds. So
especially if you don't have time to play every one of them. So
we
next
have another two.
Jinx, you owe me
have all these twos,
a soda.
Man.
I will buy you a soda, I guess, but
I said
can it be later because it's like 11:20 p.m. here.
No, I need
and
it
you
right
should
now.
not have any caffeine right now. We're talking about Suikoden II. Okay?
Yes, Suikoden II.
Suikoden II,
which
another classic.
It's another classic,
highly regarded,
and another great series that was recently remastered by Konami, and a very nice remaster too. I think it looks gorgeous, and it's one of those games I think it's like extremely beloved for the time. So you have Suikoden 1, which is a very short game. It's about like I think 8 to 10 hours. I think you can finish it.
Very brief game. Kind of sets the stage where 2 picks it up basically right after that, and it expands it into a much bigger story with higher stakes, with all sorts of things. And if you don't know much about the Suikoden games, basically you're getting to a point where you're going up against I guess the government in a way. And you're building your own kingdom, like almost like castle army. Like land, and then you're like recruiting people to come join your band of merry men and women. So far, it sounds like you could also be describing Fight Club. Have you seen Fight Club?
Nobody talks about that.
No one talks about Fight Club.
Nobody talks about Fight Club. No, but that's like you are putting together your army and you are waging. There's a variety of different like types of fighting that happens in Suikoden. There are traditional like party battles where you have 6 characters, which is kind of cool for the day. I think that was the most characters you would have in a party,
I think so.
To my memory. 6 characters at once, and then you would have one-on-one duels between usually the main character and somebody else, but I think sometimes other characters would be the one you control. And then you'd have the full-scale army battles, and
can be tedious.
It can be a little honestly, like the full-scale army battles. And honestly, the one-on-ones were kind of like felt like rock, paper, scissors-y sort of, where there was like you just had to pick the right option so like not the most revolutionary. I don't mean to like downplay the game that we're talking about being a classic. It's still a classic, and those things were cool dramatically, right? Like even if they weren't the most engaging mechanically, they were cool from a dramatic storytelling perspective. Yeah,
that's what they were going for.
Army battles, right? Where you're like your army is going up against the kingdom or whatever. Very cool. And I think we're kind of bearing the lead. The thing that Suikoden is known for the most, obviously, is having 108 characters that you can recruit. Very large number. So many.
Yeah.
As you'd expect, not that many of them get the deepest of story. Of course, Suikoden 2 is probably like a 40-hour game, so you're not going to get 108 detailed stories in that time.
And not all of them are like, you're not using all of them in a battle per se.
Sure.
Like I think there'll be some.
Probably the majority of them are will fight in battles with you, but there's a good sizable number that are like that set up shops
and things
in your castle and provide you other services and stuff. So like there's always a good reason to get a new character because even if they don't fight with you, which they could, and they could be really cool, they're going to do something else that will make your life better, make it easier, or whatever. Very cool.
When you guys played it, did you recruit all 108?
I never did as a kid.
I did.
You need to follow
a guide, right? Because there's some that have like RNG to get, right?
There's some RNG for some, which is crazy to me. There's like some that you can completely miss.
It's
and
not
then
easy.
At least in the first game, there is a point where you can lose a character that to get the true ending, you need to have all the characters, whatever. You can lose a character in a fight that is like a Fire Emblem permadeath situation. And they don't tell you that. Like, so you can lose that character if you don't play this exactly right and get that character to an appropriate level. This is another thing they don't tell you is you can't survive that fight unless you
Do they tell you in the official guide, I wonder?
In the guide, I think
probably
it's made
in the guide,
clear. But just playing it as a kid, I lost that character. And I was like, oh, is that just supposed to happen? No, apparently that character can live and you need him to get the true ending.
Well, so no golden ending for you.
But yeah, just such a cool series, man.
Yeah. Incredible series.
Yeah, I'm excited to finally dip into the HD collection. I got it on the PS5, so I could play both 1 and 2. I know the first one's a bit shorter than 2, and 2 is usually the one everyone sings praises for. But it sounds like it's a good idea to play 1. And
I would play 1.
You need both because like 1 is basically a setup for 2.
It's like a prequel-ish.
Kind of.
Yeah, you get introduced to a lot of the significant characters in 1.
Oh, they recur. That's maybe.
Yeah. So it's good to know. Playing 1 first.
And like we said, it's 8 hours. Maybe,
it's a
maybe 10 if you're like.
Yeah, it's not.
If you have a guide, it's not going to take you that long to find all the characters, so you can get the perfect ending. And getting the perfect ending is good because if you have your save data, it carries over, and then you can recruit the main character from 1 and 2 if you have your save data with the perfect ending.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
So that's a fun little bonus.
Now I'm debating whether or not if I do a Let's Play, do I have a guide open or just do blind playthrough?
I recommend a guide for Suikoden.
And also for 2, I would say don't feel bad about using a guide if you're coming into the series. It's kind of made for that. Yeah. It came out in an era when they expected kids to be playing and replaying these games over and over and over, if not buying the guide, right? Like everybody had so much time on their hands.
Yeah.
You're a working adult, presumably, or soon to be one. If you're not, you don't have time. Play with a guide. The internet is there for you. Just do it. It's fine.
There's some great guides out there. So
many. We have a third 2. I'm sorry to say.
Oh yeah, we do.
There might even be a 4th actually, but there's a third 2 right now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah.
And this 2 is Lufia 2.
Lufia 2.
I think we need to do like a video, like not soon after this one, but which sequels are better than the first ones? Which JRPGs have better sequels?
And then, we can just cut out these parts, and just paste them in.
Copy paste.
Yeah,
no one
such
will
an
know.
easy episode.
No one will
realize.
Honestly, no one will know.
It's basically done. It's done already. Lufia 2 is one of the greatest Super Nintendo RPGs, and I feel like it gets overlooked a lot.
It does
because it's part of the Lufia series, which is like people today are probably like, "What is that?"
We haven't had any accessible options to play.
Maybe not you listening to this or watching this show. Like you're probably, chances are, a little more at least aware of the landscape than the average person. But like most people, casual players of these types of games that aren't deep into the weeds, probably are like, Lufia, what's that? It's a series that died out generations ago, console generations ago.
Yep.
Sad.
And it is sad because it had one of the most promising starts to a series. Like I don't even necessarily mean Lufia 1. Lufia 1 is okay.
Yeah.
It's very of its time. It's a grind heavy Super Nintendo game with a pretty cool story. Just some of the most beautiful music. I tear up at some of the music in that game. I taught myself how to play some of it on the piano because I was like, I need to be able to play this just so I can listen to it whenever I want. Like I love the music in Lufia. There's a lot to love about that game, but it's rough. It's a little rough. Lufia 2 fixes everything and doesn't just fix it. Like it's like the biggest glow up, I think, from a prequel to a sequel ever. Oh. Like it's so good. It's like very good.
It took just a very casual, I wouldn't say mediocre, but just decent game for one.
It's
and
it turned it into mediocre.
And then it turned it into I would say one of the best classics on the SNES that you could ever play.
Yeah. If we didn't have Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger also on the Super Nintendo, I think Lufia 2 would be
number one.
Would probably be like it was coming up against some really heavy competition.
Yeah.
It was a late game too. I think it was at 96. Lufia 2 came out.
I think so.
So I think the N64 might have technically been out.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't as popular.
At least in Japan. But like, yeah, it didn't catch on as much as it should have. But anyway, Lufia 2 is technically a prequel to Lufia 1. The interesting thing is Lufia 1 begins with the final battle of what will be Lufia 2. So you get to kind of see how it ends at the beginning of Lufia 1. And then you go back and play that story. And I even remember thinking like, well, I already know how this is going to end. Why would I care about this?
And you do.
You will care.
You will care so much.
You will care. They do such a good job. It's like, it reminds me of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Is another prequel where I had a similar emotional reaction where it's like, I know how this ends, but I cared so much, guys.
I know.
Yeah. Is there any hope that this will get a remaster, you think?
I don't think so.
I don't
even know who owns the rights anymore.
So
it's
because was it Natsume who did it?
Natsume.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Natsume's still around. They
are, but I don't know if they have the rights to it.
I don't know if they own the IP still.
Yeah, it was made by another studio. I don't know.
Yeah.
The
one thing
now,
like when we had our last, like one of our last episodes when we were talking about Zelda, and we were talking about one thing in terms of how we would wish seeing like a JRPG styled Zelda game. And I think this is, that approach with Lufia 2, I think is the closest you can possibly see to getting to that, where you have this like turn-based JRPG style with a distinct narrative, but you're also kind of going into each of these dungeons or going into different dungeons and you're dealing with like this like Zelda style puzzle system and making your way through these dungeons, trying to achieve that and get through them through that method. And it's like, it really kind of makes you feel like you're playing a Zelda game in those moments.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the puzzles I will say are like head smashingly tricky. It's another one of those where if you wanted to have a guide open, I wouldn't look down on you for it.
No,
I wouldn't look down on you for it.
I might have opened it a couple times before.
I looked on the early internet.
Game Facts. The old days of Game Facts.
Yeah.
I mean, still around, but
.com. All those things I'm sure are still up there. Yeah. To get through some of those puzzles because, oh boy.
Yeah. They're rough. They are hard.
There's just some in particular that are really hard.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's very, very accessible. Just a really cool experience. Again, beautiful music. Graphically, it's one of the first games that I played that had like a monster catching training mechanic. Yeah. You get your 4 party members, but you also have a 5th slot for capsule monsters that you can raise. Yeah,
it's fun.
So you get like a little bonus critter that fights alongside you, and you can feed them and raise them up. And
you change them out. Be like, no, you're not good enough.
And like you can swap them out with different ones.
You suck.
Not an important element of the story at all, but just like a thing.
Is it like Dream Drop Distance and for Kingdom Hearts?
Couldn't tell you.
Have a little.
That one.
I never played Dream Drop.
Is there a thing?
You get the little guys, a Dream Eater. You can recruit.
Oh no, I didn't.
And he kind of fights with you, or it does like bonus.
Yeah, I didn't know that. No.
When you guys do your Kingdom Hearts,
when I do my Kingdom Hearts,
we'll play it.
Yeah.
Well, I played more Kingdom Hearts games than you guys. Okay.
You certainly have.
You have definitely have. I played 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
I played 1, Chain of Memories 2. I played.
Chain of Memories,
I've watched
after the fact
358 Days Over 2 on the cutscenes or whatever.
Sure.
I played most of Birth by Sleep.
Okay, so I've done the least of all 3 of us.
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay.
Hey, we'll all get there together before 4, right?
I'll make up for it. I'll make up for it before 4.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have a ton more to say about Lufia 2. It's a classic. It's
a classic. It's
go check it out. It's not easy to. I mean, if you can't play it on an SNES and you don't have an SNES, there are plenty of ways for you to play it. Yeah,
there's no on the Switch Online, is it?
Nope.
No.
There is no modern way to play this game. It is locked behind old hardware. So do what you got to do to play it. One day maybe we'll get access to it, a legal way to play it. Until then, do as you must. Moving on though, let's get a little paper going with some Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
Rock,
Thousand
paper,
Year Door.
scissors?
Thousand Year Door.
We're talking about Thousand Year Door. Okay.
Yes, specifically.
In particular. Okay.
In particular,
Yeah.
the best one, right?
Yes.
This is the
in
most
my opinion,
beloved
Let's talk about the
not
best
even- Not even close. Not even
Yeah.
close. It's the best one.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like sticker?
I
Star?
will admit to you,
Sticker Star?
I don't
And
care
not
for
played
Sticker
it.
Star. I did play it, and I did not care for it.
That was like the most disappointing buy I've had in quite a few years. I remember buying that and I'm like, this is garbage.
It
Didn't
might
you
be the
import
most.
it or something like expensive to like play it while you're in Japan?
Yeah, because you were in Japan, right?
Yeah, I had like
You had your like parents get or something.
I had a
and
friend
import
who
it,
was
shipped to you?
visiting the U.S. and coming back, and I was like, dude, just pick me up the physical version of this. And he brought it back, and I put it in. I started playing it, and within like 20 minutes, I was like, I regret all of this. Like, I put too much work. I'm sorry for making you go get this game. And
that game traveled back and forth across the ocean so that you could get it in your hands and then be disappointed by it. I think honestly, Sticker Star is the most disappointed I maybe have ever been with a Nintendo game.
Yes, yeah, honestly,
that
it is
is-
the most. I've never been this disappointed in a Nintendo game.
I just didn't find like anything.
Didn't you
redeeming
play
about it.
Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee?
Those are fine.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you liked it? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think they're
I
not
just
bad
assumed you didn't
games.
like
They're
it
fun.
because you never played or had no nostalgia.
No, I reviewed that one. It was fun. It was
Okay,
cute.
okay, never mind then. Never mind.
They're cute.
But anyway, we're talking about Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Thousand Year Door.
Emily, you played this most recently. I played it back on the GameCube.
Me too.
in
I played the Switch
old
version.
times. You played the Switch version. What are your thoughts on this one?
I could see why a lot of fans like it a lot, especially if you don't come from like someone who plays a lot of JRPGs. Like I think there's a lot of crossover with just Nintendo fans
Yeah.
and Mario fans, and kind of their first dally, I guess, into a JRPG. And I think the mechanics are simple, but you can make it more complex because of the time press mechanics. And if you want to optimize all those, but it makes it easy where you don't actually have to do that, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think, the quirky character is always fun to see Mario and friends be weird and some,
weird, yeah.
I guess, characterization to them that you don't always see in the platformers,
Right.
especially like the villains and stuff and how they try to mess up things. But, Mario and friends correct it all.
To watch
But-
Mario get flirted with by a college female Goomba.
I saw lots of things.
She's got the hots for that middle-aged Italian plumber. Tell you what.
It's the mustache.
Who doesn't at
It's
this
a,
point,
it's, a,
guys?
it's just a phase. It's just a phase. She's just
think
going
it's a
through a
phase?
phase.
The
I think it's just a
mustache,
phase. She's going
the-
through a phase.
She has daddy issues.
Also, like,
Her
how
dad
they
also had
have
a big
Bowser
mustache.
a little bit different
Yeah,
than
and
usual.
he was
Yep.
a plumber apparently. Maybe who knows?
Yeah. But I thought, like, the Peach segments with Bowser was interesting. Seeing it from that angle, he's kidnapped her and how he stumbles around her. It's kind of funny. So I think the humor is a good way to make it more lighthearted. My biggest complaint really was how slow the dialogue was because I went to advanced text and they wouldn't let me.
Oh, so yeah, you
so I
do
just
have to
sit
wait
there
for
and
all
like-
the text.
Let's go. I read this like 20 seconds ago.
And the text goes like it feels like that.
They do make the little
gibberish.
gibberish sounds, which I don't mind. It's
I don't mind
slow.
at first,
Yeah.
but the fact that
Being
it's
able to skip
slow and then
Ahead when you're done. Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
fast read, I'm like, I read this 10 seconds ago. Please, can we advance
Yeah.
text?
Emily's used to that
Yeah.
like fast forward and that 1.5
I am.
speed
I do turbo mode, guys.
turbo mode.
Yeah.
But overall, though, I think it's a very charming way to, also get used to the time press mechanics. Like if you haven't played Expedition 33 yet, or you are Legend of Dragoon, and a little bit weary about that sort of battle mechanic when it comes to turn-based systems. A very easy way to get familiar with it and all of that. What do you guys think? Since you played the originals, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I played it, but I loved it. I was like, because I didn't care for Paper Mario, the N64 one. I know a lot of people love that one. I just didn't. I don't know. I was more disappointed that it wasn't a better like direct sequel to Super Mario RPG. So I think I went into it kind of bitter. So I didn't love the original as much. But Thousand Year Door, I went in with lower expectations, and I think it just like shocked me how good it was. Like.
I love the writing.
The writing is so funny.
The writing's very clever. Yeah,
it's very funny, clever.
They have some like Fire Emblem references. Like, my gosh, have you played this game? It's called Fire Emblem. To try to get you to play it if you are a Nintendo fan.
Yeah. Like the humor was really the top thing for me. The combat's fun. You know, it's got the time button presses and stuff, which I always liked in the original Mario RPG.
Yeah.
But the story is actually cool too. Like it's a fun story. It's not, it's a Mario RPG.
You have like a hub, which is cool, and you get to go to different areas of like Mushroom Kingdom. So I thought that was nice. I know in the version I played, they integrated more of a pipe system where you could do fast travel. The original, you had to like walk back and forth. I think.
That's good that they added those things. I do have.
Yeah, that's a nice quality of life.
I do have the remake. Remake, I guess, is considered a remake at this point.
It's like a visual remake. Yeah,
it's a full visual remake. I have it. I've been meaning to play it one day.
Yeah,
one of these days. But yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Classic game, and I think we can all. I think we can all admit we all had a little crush on Goombet, didn't we? Of course we did. I don't know, a little crush on Goombet. Don looks so bashful.
Don't make me blush like that.
Oh, come on! Don't call me out. Don't call me out like that.
Don't put this on the internet.
Is that high ponytail? Is that she rocked that high ponytail?
She did. It was very like Punky Brewster as a kid.
Punky Brewster.
I don't know why I said that. Nobody. That's like a reference nobody will get unless you're like old.
All of the Gen Zs, if there were any listening, they're gone. They're gone.
They're just like, what are these?
Did he say guys? Punky Brewster? Oh.
God,
my grandma
worst.
Talks about that.
On that note,
people our age are grandparents, Dalla. At least my age.
Oh my
people
God.
my age are grandparents right now. I don't.
That's
my
wild.
Age too.
That is wild. I can't.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I know that.
I can't deal with it.
That's crazy, guys. I can't do it. What I can do is tell you about our next game.
Hit us.
Oh.
And that is Star Ocean. Second story.
2 again.
Number 2.
A sequel again. So many sequels. We did not realize this after before we compiled this list and started this podcast.
Yeah, we weren't really thinking about it.
But we also didn't get the first one till much later.
Yeah, that's true. To us, it was kind of the first one. In the US at the time,
because
I didn't realize they skipped
the original
it.
one was on SNES, and we never got translated over here.
It was a super late SNES game, Super Famicom game.
They're like, they don't want sci-fi.
Yeah, and they were ready to move on to the N64, and I think it would have cost them $1 billion to bring, because it was like a super expensive. It was like the biggest. Was it the biggest Super Nintendo chip?
Oh. I think so.
It was so big because it had voice act. Like there was voice acting.
Yeah.
And like there was a lot.
Where did they get the
on
funding for this?
I have no idea.
Enix was throwing money, man.
Tri-Ace.
They were throwing money. Love the sci-fi action RPG.
They were cooking.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of people from the Tales of Fantasia team split off and created that studio. And
maybe the incentive for them to come over there. Like, we'll give you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Make it great.
So second story, I played the original one on the PS1, but I also played the remake that they did more recently, which was like an HD 2D-ish kind of like, or like, I don't know, like
it's so weird looking, but you get used to it after a while. It's
incredible looking. I wish they would do more games in this style, because it kind of reminds me of Xenogears in a way, where it's like, you have this pixelated character on a 3D backplane, and it just looked really good from that perspective. And so if no one knows about Star Ocean, it really starts in a very sci-fi way. But in this game, you get the choice of 2 characters in the beginning. You can start with Claude or Rena. I forgot how it's Rena. And so Claude, you're taking it from a perspective of he is from another planet, more technologically advanced and all these different things. So like you run down like his storyline, and if you choose Rena, she is of the native planet where you end up on, and it's more of a old,
like a medieval
kind of fantasy planet, and that's kind of like the premise that you'll see a lot in Star Ocean games. You start high sci-fi, get into fantasy, and then find sci-fi back again,
mixes it together.
In between,
exactly. And so with this game, I especially like love the remake that they did because they refined so much about it. No longer is it random battles on the plane when you're like over on the map. You can see all the enemies out and about, so you can choose to get into battles if you want. Also, this game has so many private actions. So if you don't know, there's like a bunch of stuff that you can have. Like you get different characters as you're getting through the game, and then there's certain characters you can get, and if you get them, you can't get other characters. So it gives you reasons to replay this game multiple times, so that way you can get experiences with different characters. But they'll have private actions together. But in the old PS1 version of this game, you weren't able, like there was no way to know if there was a private action anywhere. So you'd have to like make the decision to be like, I'm going to go back to this random town that I was in like 15 hours ago.
Yeah. Think like almost like the Xenoblade Heart to Hearts, where it's like you might see that there was one. You didn't even see it in the original Star Ocean second story, but like you have to go back to a previous location with certain characters at a certain level. Here it was just like, as long as you had the character, it could happen, but you didn't necessarily know where where you had to go to experience it.
In the remake, they actually tell you on the map now.
That's nice.
So like you can see
I didn't realize they had those in this game.
Yeah, they
no
do.
one talks about it.
There's a ton of like little character interactions that happen depending on who's in your party.
I'm more interested in playing my copy now.
Like I remember technically they were like, oh, there's like over 100 endings, because it's like
there is
variations depending on which characters you have and the relationships between the characters that you have.
Exactly.
Can like vary the endings. So it's not literally 100 endings, but
is there like a golden kind of scenario?
I don't know, actually.
I don't think there's like a specific golden.
It doesn't feel. I'm just going off vibe. It doesn't feel like a Tri-Ace thing to do a golden ending, but I could be wrong.
There's an overarching ending, but then there's like little bits and pieces that changes depending on what you did with characters or who you kind of chose.
It's not romancing, right?
No, I mean there is romance, but there's no like it. That's part of like.
It's not a choice. It's like the plot.
It's just part of the plot. But it is such an underrated remake, though. I have to give them that. Like,
I think it flew under the radar, honestly.
Kind of did, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like
bad timing or something. I don't know.
It's widely considered, I think, to be the best Star Ocean game.
It is.
Yeah.
So
I want to say when it came out, people were talking about the difficulty spike at the end that they were upset by. And also, I think because the Divine Force didn't do so well, people are like, oh, Star Ocean, what's that?
Star Ocean's not, Star Ocean's actually pretty cool, guys. It actually is. I had to get some footage of Star Ocean 3 recently for a video on my channel. And I was like, I'll just play a little bit and get some footage of the beginning. That's good. That'll be fine. I got sucked in. I was like, for hours I was playing it. And I was like, I gotta stop this. Because I want to go back and play all of them. I never played the first one. I never beat the second one. I got to the last boss on the PlayStation. But that aforementioned difficulty spike is apparently still present in the remake.
Yes.
But it's bad in the original version.
The
difficulty jumps through the roof in the final dungeon.
I don't know what I did in the remake, but I was severely overpowered.
Magic.
You had no problem.
I crushed it at the end, which is usually not the case because like with that's notorious a Star Ocean thing though. Like if you play, like I remember when I played 3 for the first time in high school, and I had to put the game down at the end of the game and just like take a break and start over at some point because I got locked in the last dungeon where I didn't know what to do and I couldn't beat the boss and I wasn't able to like get anything to grind with because like I was just like I had no items, I have nothing, and there was nothing. I was so angry.
Hard locked out. Okay.
I don't know. Like maybe I couldn't figure out. There's maybe something I just couldn't find a way to be able to do to get around that. But I was just like. There was no way I was beating this boss.
And you didn't have multiple save files back then. You just did the same one, right?
I made the stupid mistake.
Given the era, I wouldn't be surprised if you were just stuck.
Yeah.
You know, like nowadays, I played Fantasia Neo Dimension, and I reached a point in that game where I thought that had happened to me. Oh boy. And it turns out that there was like just a really kind of off the beaten path, obscure way that you could get out of that situation without having to overcome the boss. And I eventually figured that out. But for a long time, I was like, I'm just stuck here. Like, I can't believe this in the year 2024 or whatever it was. Like, this is should not be happening. But yeah, Star Ocean second story, great. We didn't even talk about the combat. It's action combat. Yeah. But it's like you get into battles and you go to a battle screen, sort of like the Tales of series, which, like I sort of alluded to, they share a lot of DNA coming from like the same original creators, right? So you get into battles and you have your action RPG, so you're running around.
So less combo-y compared to Tales?
Yeah,
like you still have special moves and stuff.
It's
but
not there's combos.
But I'm guessing it's like cool down and like you kind of hack and slashy, but I don't know if that's right.
It's not like that.
The later Star Ocean games become like a bit more combo-y. When you start playing like 3, 4, and 5, or 3 and 4, I don't remember what 5 was like. I don't think I played 5. Was the one that was like was it in Faithfulness?
Faithlessness, something integrity and faithlessness.
That's the one I haven't played yet. One day I'll play that. I know it's not supposed to be very good, but one day.
I feel like people are too hard on Star Ocean. I think
they are.
Good. People,
because Divine Force is actually a very good game, and people should go play it. It is way better than you think it is.
You want sci-fi more in your RPGs than you know.
Yeah, I think the Divine Force, they take a lot of notes from what they did with Star Ocean 2, and they kind of bring back that energy. And so it just ends up being a fun romp in the same way that 2 was. But anyways.
Well, speaking of fun romps, but in a very different way, our last game is one. I don't know if anybody's going to expect this from us on this list. I feel like this is kind of the one that feels the most out of left field, but I stand by it.
Save it for last.
It is Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, featuring Devil May Cry's Dante. I just want to say.
It's true.
Like that's important to note that we did get Dante from Devil May Cry in Shin Megami Tensei 3. So
it's amazing.
Have you guys played SMT3?
No.
Yes, I played it back on the PS2, but I've not played the remaster. I have the
remaster thing.
Yeah, I picked up the remaster. I messed around with it for a little bit, but I played the original on the PS2. But like, I actually played it not that long ago. So I want to say like maybe 5 years ago, I played through it on my PS3, hooked up to my HD TV. So it looked pretty good. And honestly, the first thing you'll notice about this game is the art direction is just out of this world good. It's such a stylish, like when they did the HD remaster, it's like they didn't even really need to do much to make it look good, because it looked like a modern game from the very beginning. Just such a cool, like, just art direction that this thing has. So that's already kind of out of the gate. It's got this going for it. And to me, I think SMT3 Nocturne is the game where the vibes do most of the work.
Heavy lifting.
Heavy lifting is done by the vibes, like the music, the environments, the just like feeling of loneliness that you get from walking around as like one of only a very few number of humans left in the world. Everything else is demons, and just, the way the light hits, like, you're walking through an abandoned building and the way the light's coming in through the windows is just like, there's not that much of a story, really. Like, it's pretty straightforward. There's some complicated, moral decisions that you have to make depending on what path you want to take, which is pretty typical for SMT games.
Yeah.
But I would say that the vibes alone tell a sort of story. And this is not going to be a good defense for me as not being pretentious, but I'm going to lean into it. The vibes really do kind of tell a story in this game, and it's super freaking cool. Like, I love it.
Yeah. I feel like other SMT games also capture the vibey atmospheric stuff, but from what I've seen, 3 like cranks that notch up to 11.
Yeah, 3 really nailed it. I think one, like I played a little bit of 2 on the Super Famicom, and it's moody and stuff, but it's still like a 16-bit.
Yeah, it's hard to.
It doesn't look all that good.
What do you expect? Yeah.
Right. But SMT3, man, like they really glowed up the whole presentation, and it just looks and feels so good. Like there's an element to 3, and I don't even think I can properly explain how this makes me feel. So I'm going to try. There's something in fiction, especially like horror related fiction, where descending gives at least me this particular kind of feeling of dread, or I don't even quite know
like
how
anticipation,
to anticipation,
uneasiness.
Like think about if you played Dark Souls 2.
Yeah,
Dalla. I know you haven't, Emily. But Dalla, did you?
Yeah,
that wasn't a burn. I was just saying I know you haven't played any Souls games.
I know it's true. I haven't played any Dark Souls games.
But you did play 2?
Yeah, I played 2, yeah.
So in the beginning area, the village, there's the pit.
Oh, yeah.
And like you have to get to a certain level of strength to be able to go down into the pit just to survive the first fall down in there. But as you're descending through the pit, like things get darker, and there's like branching pathways you can go off and explore, but that you can keep going down and down and down and down and down and down. There's something similar in SMT3 where you are traveling through this. I don't even know what it's called. But there are these points where you have to keep descending, and you're in this labyrinth, and it's like kind of an optional dungeon that plays into like what ending you get. You can keep going and exploring this dungeon throughout your playtime, and you keep descending and going further and further down. And I just like, it just gave me the heebie-jeebies, and like felt so cool and like isolating and terrifying. And like it's like
what's lurking under all this as we get further down.
It's like descending. I don't know, something about descending.
And I think it's like,
if you play Hades 2, I'm curious if that's another parallel, because you do descend.
What's incredible about 3 specifically too is that it is like in the perfect technological state, because it's enough technology for them to create the ambience and the vibes and all these things, but it's just enough like limitations that just really bring the fear and the anxiety of the unknown at every turn. And so it did it so well. And I remember, like, I feel like I don't remember a lot about the game other than the feeling I had when I played it. And I remember being very anxious playing that game, but like very much enjoying it.
I wonder if other people would even consider it a horror RPG. Like I kind of do, just because I would say how it made me feel.
The closest you get.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. So very, very cool vibes. Very cool atmosphere.
Worth playing today, because you don't have that same atmosphere, right? Replicated today. Like you could play SMT5. It's not quite the same though. You can't quite.
It's not as like
play the Matador, right? Or Battle the Matador and be like, oh my God, could I get you?
Freaking Matador, man.
I recruited him in my Persona 5 Royal right now. I'll play through, and I'm gonna be sad when he leaves. He's so OP. I know. Where I'm at right now.
But yeah, so speaking of Persona, SMT3 uses the SMT version of the press turn system, which is similar to Persona, but has some distinctions that are unique to SMT. Very cool battle system. It's it's
I like all the elements, and then you could get another turn, right? If you do the right weakness stuff.
Yeah,
which is classic SMT.
Like I say, if you've played Persona, you've seen a version of this. This is just a different kind of variant on that.
So would you recommend this to Persona fans?
Yes.
I mean, that's a good question, because there's more people who play Persona than SMT.
True. Yes. I think if you are at all curious where Persona came from, it was birthed by this, right? It was birthed
and 3
by
might
SMT.
be a good starting point than like 1.
3 would be, I would not go back. Honestly. There's fan translations for 1 and 2 and if. Actually, interestingly, Persona came out of SMT if. It's like you can kind of consider SMT if like Persona 0, because that was sort of the game, the spinoff that sparked the whole franchise. But Persona or SMT 3 is absolutely worth playing, and it does feature Dante from Devil May Cry.
And the Matador.
Tie it all back together to Dante. Bring it back to Dante.
Too. Or sorry, the Dante too.
It begins with Dante and it ends with Dante.
He shows up as
he just shows up. Okay.
He takes the place of Rido actually in the non Devil May Cry version. It's Rido from the Rido games.
Yeah.
Is it weird not to have Rido then?
I think it would be, yeah, but. I think Rido is in the remaster. I think Dante is just in the PS2 version.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, people were upset when the remaster came out because Dante
didn't have Dante from Devil May Cry.
Is it
look, it's Dante.
DLC now? Maybe not. Maybe they didn't correct it. Like, do they make it as a option now? Like after all the
they
cries?
probably didn't have the license to use them in this version. Yeah, the remaster. They probably had to pay.
I don't know what.
That's interesting.
What deal they worked out, but. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I always love that meme. They just stick featuring Dante from Devil May Cry and everything. I love it. Anyway,
that's a meme. I didn't realize it was a meme. That makes sense. Yes, this is a very long episode.
Hope you've had fun though, and hope you
these 10.
Yeah, hope you found some games here that you will agree with us, hopefully are worth checking out if you do check them out. Let us know if any of these caught your interest, if you haven't played them.
And if you would also include them in this list.
Or if you would, or if there's others that you think we should include in perhaps a future look. That's not Chrono Trigger, because like we said, honorable mention, because that one is going to get its
coming.
Obvious.
It's coming.
Very soon. I honestly just need to finish the last dungeon. I'm like in the middle of the last dungeon.
I'm like almost done. I just need to finish the last bit of it. So
over the next hurdle.
Yeah.
And then
we'll be there soon. Yeah.
But thank you everybody for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Thanks especially to our members for supporting us and making this possible. We really, really appreciate you. And we'll see you
more
next time.
More shenanigans over at the after show now.
Oh, yeah. If you're a pursuer or higher member, check out the after show. We're going to do that now. I am already delirious. It's going to be good.
It's going to get weird.
So good.
Take care, everybody.
Anyway, bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.